then Mr. Thompson. Before you do that, thank you again for coming, and we're very anxious to hear your vision for justice in the beloved community of the city. Mr. Blasio.
Thank you, Reverend Salguero, Reverend English, the Clergy Roundtable. I'm excited by this forum because it speaks to the notion of people of faith bringing their energy and their vision to the larger public life of this city. And I think there's been extraordinary examples in the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy, in the struggles over issues like living wage and paid sick days, where the faith community has made an extraordinary impact. So this is part of the progress of our city, and I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank Reverend Williams and Convent Avenue for having us. I thought you gave us a great starting off point. We know what we may not want. Where do we want to go now? Well, what I don't want is a continuation of the tale of two cities in New York City's been living. And I say wherever I go, this is an unsustainable status quo, where there are some people doing very well, and there are so many people, particularly in these last 4 or 5 years, struggling in every kind of community in this city, struggling economically. There are so many people, so many children who have great schools. There are so many children who also have schools that perennially fail them. There are neighborhoods that are safe, and neighborhoods that still don't know safety and don't know the proper, respectful relationship between police and community. So that's what we have to move away from. And I think a vision of economic justice has to animate us. That means a real commitment to living wage, to a deep and a universal approach to paid sick days, and not later, now. That means what I propose, a tax on the wealthiest New Yorkers. We can have literally full-day, universal pre-K for every New York City child who needs it, and after school for every middle school child. That is the direction of a city that actually embraces all of its people. And finally, there is no contradiction between public safety and a respectful relationship between police and community. There is no contradiction between public safety and civil liberties. That's an idea as old as the Republic, that public safety and civil liberties go together. So we must deeply reform, stop and frisk, and change the ways of policing. Thank you.
Thank you to you, Reverend Salguero and Reverend English. Thank you, Reverend Williams, for hosting us at this very historic Convent Avenue Baptist Church, where we have had over the years many discussions on the issues of greatest importance to all of us fellow New Yorkers. It has been a little more than 3 years now that I've had the privilege of serving as city controller, and in this role I've looked at every single city agency, audited them, looked for wasteful spending, stopped wasteful projects involving outside consultants, and I've had a chance to peer into every facet of city government, and I believe that this, my leadership of the 750 professionals in the Controller's Office and being able to delve into every facet of city government uniquely qualifies me to move across the street into City Hall. This city needs some changes. We need a real economic development policy, one that creates jobs, not just reduce the unemployment rate, but starts whittling away at the unemployment disparities that affect communities of color so much across the city. Economic development cannot be, as it has been this past decade, about making the rich filthy rich. It's got to be about creating jobs for all New Yorkers and giving everybody a chance to succeed. We've got to fix our schools so that schools are no longer treated as business divisions reporting up to DOE Corporation. We've got to restore the learning environment in each and every one of our schools so that the kids can truly learn, not just learn how to take tests. I am honored to be with you in my last 15 seconds before she stands up. I am an immigrant who came to New York with my family, who came to search for a better life. And I am honored and tremendously humbled to be sitting before you to ask you for your support to be the next mayor of New York City.
Thank you for co-hosting this evening, or at least co-moderating. It is always an honor and pleasure to be, Reverend Williams, to be in this historic house, where decisions and directions, not just of this city, but of this country, have been made over the years. So it is an honor to be in Convent Avenue Baptist Church. You know, as I look out across the audience, I see so many of you I've had the chance to work with throughout my career. Deputy Mayoral President in Brooklyn, member of the New York City Board of Education, President of the Board of Education, Controller of the City of New York for 8 years, and candidate for Mayor of New York City in 2009. As many of you helped me stand up to Mike Bloomberg and try to move this city in a different direction. This is 2013. This is New York City at a crossroads. What direction are we going to go in? Are we going to continue down the same path where your members, the members of your congregations, are being pushed and priced out of the city of New York? Or are we going to go in a different direction that stands up and works for all of the people of the city of New York? We have an education system that is not educating all of our children. It's educating a few of them. But all too often, our children are graduating with diplomas that are meaningless because they can't do the work. They can't get jobs. They can't go to college. A policing system where our young men, whether they're black and Latino, are being stopped primarily because of what they look like and who they are. Jobs being created in the city of New York that are paying minimum wage and don't have a future. And I see I've got about 15 seconds left, so let me wrap up. But this year, this is New York City at the crossroads. And it is great to see the faith-based community taking the lead in deciding the direction of this city. So it is an honor to be here. I look forward to this dialogue and our covenant also, because that's something new. It is stand up and sign up and keep your word if you're the next mayor of this city of New York. And with your help, I believe that I will do. Thank you.
Thank you.